Hello folks, so I wanted to go through a couple of different deadlift bars. You've seen both, I'm sure you'll have seen both in the gyms where you go to. You've got the traditional bar on the back, straight barbell, weights on either side, you lift from in front of you. I'll run through the technique in a minute. Or you've got the hex bar, trap bar, whatever you want to call it. There are slight differences in that, where you're standing in the middle of this cage and you're lifting with more of a suitcase grip. So very different deadlifts. However, what I'll do, I'll run through some of the differences with you and also some of the benefits of it. So let's look at the hex bar first. This one I'd recommend if you're just starting up with the deadlift. If you've got back worries, any issues with there, this is a great one to start with. First point, the handle's raised a little bit further up off the ground, so you don't need to go quite as far down. Second one, with you using, sorry, I just got my head right out of frame there. With you using the suitcase grip, it's a much more natural position for most of us. So we're used to carrying things like this as it is. Let me just pop this up a little bit. Terrible camera angles there, sorry about that. So yeah, the trap bar. The way you go about it, you stand in the middle of the bar. I've got there's some token weights on here just to keep it up nice and high. Feet are going to be hip width apart. Toes ever so slightly pointed, not a lot, just a tiny bit. Keep the back straight. Look how straight my back is. I'm not reaching forward my arms. Bend my knees to this position. Look forward, nice strong position, no jerking. Lift straight up and back down. So for this one, as long as you got the grip in the right place, if anyone's in the middle of the bar here, you're going to get a straight up and down bar path. So less strain on your back, quite easy to get your glutes working. Now you've got two different ways to do this deadlift. One, as you can see there, a big hinge, so getting glutes, getting a bit of back. If you want to use more legs, if you want to just strengthen your back up before you get into heavier deadlifts, you can do more of a squat deadlift. It's still a deadlift, so long as your hips are above your knees. So here, that's a little bit more of a squat deadlift, more legs, less back. So still the same movement, just slightly adjusting where you feel it. So now that is the hex bar, the trap bar. You can, of course, raise this up even more. If you put it on a couple of plates, you can get it higher and higher up, so you practice the higher deadlift prior to getting lower down. Because I find when people get lower down, so below this stage, that's when they start to reach. And this is what I don't want you to do. I want it to be strong, get to here, then bend the knees. A good strong back position all the way. So your starting point, go for the hex bar, build up gradually with that. So I'm going to roll this away now. Get it all out of the way. And we'll move on to the conventional barbell. Now any CrossFitters out there, any powerlifters, Olympic lifters, you'll probably use this one quite a lot. It is a more difficult bar to deadlift because your weight is more to the front, therefore you're being pulled forwards more. I find with this bar, people are more prone to rounding the back. So let's go through some of the basic techniques with this, and we'll show you the ways to get around it. Again, if you want to raise it up a little bit more, put some plates under the weights. So here I'm standing, let's change the angle a bit. Let's go here. So I'm standing right up against the bar. My shins are essentially touching it, feet are just over shoulder width apart. Then come down, see how strong my back is? And hands are just wide on hip width, strong back, again no jerking, straight up lift. Then as you come down again, bum goes back to the knees, and then down. So again. Your key point, keep that bar close to your body. If you notice, the bar went vertical up and vertical down. That is the way to keep yourself nice and strong and out of trouble. If the bar pulls away from you, you want to start reaching, your back is going to start hurting. So keep it nice and tight. That also engages your lats. These big muscles down here. Keep your back strong, it keeps your back safe. So let's change the angle a bit so you can see it differently. So here. So again, legs right up against it, strong position, big proud chest. Down here, by all means you can start nice and relaxed and then lock yourself out. Looking looking slightly forward, up, hinge, back down again. So the difference is, this one is far better to start with. The hex bar allows you to get your technique. It keeps you more upright, it keeps you a bit safer in your back at the beginning. The traditional barbell pulls you forward a bit, so it's a lot harder to maintain that position. There's a lot more technique involved in this one, in my opinion. The pros, so the pros of both, that one, like I said, we've gone through the pros of that one. The pros of this traditional barbell, it leads you on to more dynamic lifts. It leads you on to the power clean, the full clean, the snatch. All of these movements start off with the deadlift. So if you're interested in building up into any of those, progress onto this barbell, get some help, more than happy to help you out, run through some one-on-one stuff, and get used to it. That will give you the strength you need to move on to more progressive movements. So, any question on that, let me